Well, welcome back. April is Autism Awareness Month, and autism certainly has become one of the topics of discussion, and we're learning more about that through education and also through the medical field. And the month, Awareness Month, there's going to be something special that is being hosted by NET right here in Nebraska. Here to tell us a little bit more about that from NET is Emily Nash. She is an education specialist. Good morning, Emily. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Autism really is more on the forefront nowadays, and so it's very important to have these different programs which NET is hosting this weekend. How is this going to help parents learn more about autism in their children?
Well, what we're hoping to do is raise awareness on autism and the children that live with autism and the signs of autism. So, NET and PBS has partnered with the CDC to create a new show and some awareness based around autism for the children in Nebraska that possibly have some questions.
So tell us a little bit more about what's taking place at Edgerton Explore Center, a great place for families to go that kids can enjoy as well. Tell us about this.
It is. It's a really, really wonderful science center in Aurora, Nebraska. And NET is going to be out there Saturday, April 9th from 9 to 11 to just open the science center up. And it's going to be a sensory friendly event, which means that the areas of the museum that might be noisy or distracting or might cause you to have a sensory overload, those areas will be toned down so that it less noisy, less confusion. And then we will be there with some professionals that will help us talk about autism and talk about the signs of autism. And then NET will be screening our new episode of Dinosaur Train that features a child that has autism. So, well, he's a dinosaur, he's not a child that has autism. And so we'll have a sensory friendly screening of the new episode of Dinosaur Train, and we'll have some professionals there to answer any questions you may have or just listen to any concerns that you have. And then you will be there to just give some goodies away and have some fun. And the center will be open for children to play and explore and have a time to be able to be in that space without the noise and confusion that might be there otherwise.
Emily, can you talk a little bit about why it's sensory aware for those that may not understand autism?
Sure. Yeah, the one of the issues that children with autism or people with autism deal with is kind of a sensory overload. So if there's too much noise or too much light, too much sound, different parts of our sensory, the things that we feel, if that becomes too high, elevated, then a child with autism will possibly get nervous about that and maybe react to that. And so that's sometimes when we see those reactions in children with autism, that's what's happening. They're getting kind of overloaded by the world around them and by the noise or just the commotion around them, and that causes them to feel nervous or have a reaction to that. Which I don't fully understand that, but that's why we have our friends from the Nebraska Autism Society there to answer those questions and to just kind of make us aware. I'm actually hoping to learn a lot in this morning as well. There are questions I've had to answer for this event that we're putting on, and I'm really curious to see what I can do better as an educator and as a friend and as a mom to help address these issues and make kind of a safer event for children that are sensitive to these different noises and different sights and sounds.
Now, Emily, we're watching a clip from Dinosaur Train right now. What is it about this PBS Kids special that makes it something that maybe children with autism are going to be able to relate to? And even the series is not sensory overload for them, I'm assuming.
Right, that's right. Well, first the first thing that will happen at the event itself is that the sound is turned down in the theater itself, and the lights won't be as bright, or so the senses that you're getting as you watch the episode will be just tuned down and toned down. But NET and PBS has a long history of including diverse characters and addressing children with special needs and addressing just the world around us and what it looks like, what the world looks like that we live in. And so this is no exception. Dinosaur Train is introducing a character. His name is Dennis, and where PBS doesn't ever say he has autism, He has some special characteristics that we might relate to, that some children might relate to. So we're hoping that if we can see that there are children around us in the world, dinosaur children in this case, that are different from us, but still fun, still our friends, still someone's child, that we can hopefully accept that and not be afraid of that and not be afraid to ask questions. So, what PBS is trying to do with this is to just really let children feel safe to ask questions and be curious and understand that just because someone is different from us doesn't mean that they're bad or that we can't be their friend or that we need to treat them in kind of a different way. We can still be friends and love people and take care of people and include them in our group. And I think that's what this episode with Dinosaur Train is trying to do. Just introduce this new little friend into the group.
Well, we appreciate all of our friends at NET for hosting this. And again, we'll have that information on our website. I know you are busy, and we appreciate your time this morning as well to explain all this, Emily. So thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
And we'll be back with more on NTV's Good Life. Stay with us.